good whatever time of day it is you are listening to us. This is the PNA Podcast Express Quick Trip. Quick Trip. I don't know what number Quick Trip it is. Hell, I don't even know what episode it is anymore. I'm Phil Nickel. He's Adam Filkins. We are joined tonight by our resident Sasquatch expert, Matt Lindley, our attorney, Wade Holcomb, our historian and number one fan, Cookie, and the cowboy, Mike Smith.
Cowboy.
You can podcast the email or email the podcast at pnapodcastexpress@gmail.com or pineapplenipplearsehole@gmail.com. Welcome to hell, folks.
And it is Truck Month.
Truck Month! Is it? Is it November? Truck Month?
It is.
Really?
Truck Month.
Holy fucking shit. Anyway, that reminds me of something I wanted to...
They don't have any to sell.
There you go.
So I have something I wanted to talk about, and that is next Wednesday, the 10th, November 10th, will be 1 year to the date that Adam and I recorded episode number 1.
Episode 1.
Yeah, that's true. Who would have fucking thought this shit would have been around for 1, a year, and for 2, more than 4 episodes, and for 3, we're at least 110 by now.
So you did the 100th episode celebration, so now you're going to do the 1 year celebration.
Well, we're going to we want to get together and do a recap of the year, and we're not going to talk about any recap of anything. We're just going to do a normal... No, wait, can't let the cat out of the bag. Go on. Cookie,
I just got done making...
Love?
A bunch of...
Okay.
No.
Making love about nothing at all.
Load all over the place.
He just got done making some bacon.
With the summer sausage.
Okay.
Mom and Dad.
This took a weird turn. I like it.
That wasn't where I expected to go.
Okay.
On the 10th.
Okay.
So, if you want to have some...
So we were talking about our...
I can bring some of that.
Of course. Bring some of your sausage for our 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
We would love nothing more than Cookie's sausage for our 1 year anniversary.
We are all about sausage on this podcast.
I'll take a sausage right now.
Hell, I'm looking for some sausage right now. Put it on a cracker.
You can tell by Mike's
they get
bucket
mad
escapades he ain't picky.
Nah, they'll be fine.
Throw it in there.
We're going to do it at the tavern, the old
Yeah,
STD. Because that's where episode 1 was recorded. So that's going to be back at the old STD. Tonight we are at Shady Shores, by the way, here in
Thank you for having us.
Sanilac Township. Is that correct?
Sanilac Township.
Holy fuck, I got that right. Look at that. I do eat my feedback. While we were at the break, we were talking about our favorite places to ejaculate when we're banging a chick. Nobody wants to chime in, huh?
Mine was on the couch.
Yes.
Anyway, any gear grinds in between now and last episode?
I do have one.
Go ahead.
Well, you said Cookie's the resident historian.
And number one fan.
He has not told us an old story yet.
About the podcast?
Anything.
So I'd like to hear... No, here's what I would like. I agree with you. I would like to hear your favorite moment, not from our podcast, but from when you heard something on our podcast that you remember. Like, say you were doing the dishes or kicking the dog or jerking off or taking out the trash. Like, do you remember something distinctly when you heard something on the podcast, what you were doing, where you were like, it was a time and place moment? Where you're like, this is a watershed moment.
Well, yeah. I listen to my bar. I listen at my bar every time.
Okay.
And I take notes, so I'm pretty good at it. But there's so many moments and different people on that say something that
it's history every minute.
It's impossible to keep up.
Look at the cavalcade of guests we've had throughout this thing too.
Man.
See, we're on a different
awful.
page. I thought he was going to, like, historian tell us your first piece of ass, where you were at, what you were doing, or
I was 18
where was
years old.
how was the town of Forster come about?
I was on oh, geez, I got a good one.
All right, go on.
It was. I was 18. I had an old Impala, 4-door.
4-door. This sounds very supernatural.
Yeah, and went down this on Hall Road, right past Kilgore, and I fucking there was a a little driveway where the farmers used, I missed that motherfucker. And I don't.
But I thought this was going to be about you getting laid.
It was.
Yeah, I was trying.
Oh, you were trying. I was going to say, if you missed the driveway, you weren't getting laid.
I had to. Well,
Sounds like where this is going, he got fucked by the police.
Parking in her ditch.
She was getting busy, and I.
Was it Roadhead?
Yeah, she was
If
busy
you
on
ditched her
him.
Impala because you were getting your knob
Yeah,
cleaned?
He didn't specify.
That's
See,
what I
that
thought.
makes the story better. You should have led with that.
Yeah.
I had to call
Yeah, we
my
thought you were
dad.
just driving around
Did
by
you tell him you were
yourself and
getting
you were in the
roadhead?
ditch.
He come and got me, and
Dad.
he started laughing.
Yep.
Says, I know what you were doing, buddy.
He fucking A.
So that's like my dad. I remember coming home and he's like, you said you were going to be home at 2 and it'd be 4 o'clock. And I'd be like, well, I was on a date. He's like, get laid? Yep. Fist bump.
Good job.
Good night, son. Yep.
As he's going to milk cows.
Yep.
So your sexual encounter with a woman, go in the ditch,
Got tripped up by a ditch.
and the first person you think calls your dad?
Wait, hold on.
I did. I had to walk down the road and get my dad.
should have
come
called in
pull
another
me out of
woman.
the fucking
Most important thing.
road.
Did you end up with any teeth marks?
Oh no!
As you hit the ditch.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
She ended up riding me on Roach Road right by my house. There's cornfields and apple orchards on
Was
the
that
side.
what I call
post ditch
efficient.
or like pre ditch?
Was it the same
Post-ditch.
night?
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Post-ditch.
So you had your dad's truck then? Or did
He
pull
pulled
the
me
Impala
out. I went home. I grabbed my
Yeah.
mom's car.
See you
Oh,
in
you got
15
laid in your
minutes,
mom's
I
Dad.
went
car?
and fucking fucked her in my mom's car.
In the old station wagon.
See, I think that
What
this
a
story,
lucky woman.
This story has so much structure to it that you could have made so much.
That was
better.
my first
Wade,
piece of ass,
Wade,
dude.
you and I are big into writing. There's some good bones to this, but man, you could make this story something fierce, couldn't you, Wade?
Wait a minute. You were 18?
Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead, Wade.
I mean, yeah, you just
You were
got to build it
18?
up a
She
little
had a
bit more.
boyfriend
Matt, you suck.
that was like
We have other guests on, and I'd
A
like to hear Wade's
badass mom.
opinion.
I just wanted to verify
You know
that he
John
was
Adams?
18
oh, you're younger.
before he got his first piece of tail.
Yeah, I'm a little younger than you. Not much.
Yeah.
Not much.
Happens.
But you know John Adams, he went to Sandusky.
He was really saving
No, I
himself
don't
for somebody else.
Minard.
Anyway, Wade, how you doing?
Minor.
Thanks for being
I know
on tonight,
Tony.
buddy.
I'm good. I'm doing fine.
I love you, man.
Love you
He
too,
wouldn't
buddy.
even mess
I miss
with
you, man.
Adams.
We need to get
That
together
was
and
his
write, man.
girlfriend that I was
Really
fucking.
do. I brought
See,
my
that's
stuff.
what's in there. Legit shit is
So,
in that folder
you
right
know,
there.
I would have got my ass.
Stuff my big brain couldn't come up, or my little brain couldn't come up with. That's it.
Anyway, this break brought to you by, I don't know. Who's it brought to you by?
We're really not taking a break.
Stumble.
Adam has to go.
No, I'm just standing up
Anklebrace.com.
because I've been sitting in the same damn seat for
He
like
has
a
to
half
have
hour.
blood.
Yeah.
blood.
Adam-
That
Hour and a
blood
half.
going down
Adam has to
those
stand
legs.
up and go outside and have a cigarette.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I don't smoke, so that'd be tough.
Well, he
To
started.
go,
He
everybody
just
was
started.
smoking in here and nothing happened to us.
Never. No. Nope.
I mean,
You're
I
right.
don't smoke,
See,
but I don't give a
there's
fuck.
there's the historic cookie we were looking for. Tell us more.
If I was rolling one up, it looked more like that.
Like a Marty's.
Like Smarties,
Like a big old Smarties.
Yeah, be a
but just
fucking
the opposite.
Smarty, all right.
Instead of making you Smarties, they made you dummies.
I would say we should get high and do the podcast, but I think 2/3 of us have done that already.
Yeah.
Still a little bit
We've at
of
least
fact.
been extremely drunk.
I plan on going
You guys should have
back.
told me. I have pounds of pot drying in my house right now.
Who wants to smoke that shit? There's edibles now, and there's much better ways to get there.
Right?
Well, from what I'm told, you can make it into anything you want. You don't have to smoke
Have
it.
you ever made butter, Mike?
No, never had, but
We
I
should.
had it.
Yeah. It makes great brownies and cookies.
It does. Never
I-
made it myself. I'm not that much.
I dated a woman who made she made French toast with it once.
It's also good on toast.
Have you ever had French toast that gets you high? Oh
You
my
don't wanna
God.
get fucked up on the morning, do you?
Oh fuck, man! The wake and bake, man.
I drink beer in the
so
morning.
she fed me. She fed me
Fucked
French
up.
toast, got me stoned as fuck, and then we just banged all day. We had nothing to do.
Oh,
Bang,
yeah,
bang,
that's
choo choo
good.
train.
Of course, when Phil came to, it was just him and his cat at the house.
Oh. Hey.
That furry
his
kitty.
dick was so hard a cat couldn't scratch it.
Meow. That's not a scratch and
Meow,
post
meow,
kitty.
meow, meow, meow.
Scratch
That's just
and
like that.
post.
I love that.
I was telling
Harry
my
like a
dad
scratch and
today.
post.
How
But-
could you imagine
I
if your
said-
cat used your
Yeah.
boner as a scratching post?
Oh, man.
They would tear
That
that
reminds
thing
me of
apart.
that one of my favorite memes that just said, "Do you know that after pigeons have sex they die?" And they're like, "No," and they're like, "Well, no, that's not true." Well, the one I did, the one that I had sex with did.
The one I fucked did.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, man.
All right, real quick. But back to the year one episode coming up on Wednesday, November 10th.
November 10th, yeah.
I will not be able to make it, unfortunately. I have to stay home and celebrate my daughter's first birthday party.
Lame.
I know, right?
But that just shows how great of a day it is because 9 months before that day, you got laid.
I did the last.
And also, our
Shit
first
ain't
podcast,
The last time.
the first podcast of this endeavor was born the same day as your daughter.
Yes, sir. Special
when
day.
she celebrates her 21st birthday and this podcast has been dead for 19 and a half years, we can talk about that.
That's a new
Just
sign.
don't ever let her listen to it.
That's a new sign.
Yeah.
Mikey Smith, first episode.
That's right.
When she listens to this, it should be on some kind of holographic platform in like 2045.
It's going to be cool tech
And
that we have.
it'll just be, the visual will just be a cat scratching at a big old dick.
It's going to be battery
a
operated.
veiny, what is it called,
Throbbing,
call
just
post?
A blue vein throbber.
No, it's a
that you could turn the skin on.
Remember,
with
a
pipe
veiny
wrench.
triumphant bastard.
Or that.
Bastard.
In my old face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might be showing him my
shit.
old face.
So here's an update to a story. How did I forget about this? I was quite drunk. Remember that time? Remember that time? You'll have that on these big jobs. Remember that time? Remember that time when I caught a guy getting a fucking hand job in the smoker's hut?
Yes, I do. That was only
bacon.
2 episodes again.
He was at the party on Saturday night.
Oh, dear God.
And I looked into his eyes and I knew instantly. I'm like, you're the guy. And he like looked at me. He's like, you bartend at Deckerville, don't you? I'm like, yes. I'm like, you're the dude I caught getting a hand job in the smoker's hut. He's like, you remember that? I'm like, I will never forget. I saw your soul. It was the vinegar strokes.
You're legally allowed to kill him now. That's
Cookie,
I
how
thought
it
it
works.
was him.
Cookie, will you shut your fucking mouth?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's on to somebody else. Let him go that way.
Don't stop. That was the best line ever. That dude.
I thought you got the free bacon behind Taco Bell.
No, Subway.
That was Subway.
Oh, Subway,
And-
whatever.
Just so you know,
Bell don't have
hand
bacon.
job in the hut in Spanish is paja en la cabana.
Paja in la cabana.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hand job in the hut.
Mano Lapino. Mano Leviticus.
Speaking of hand jobs, that's my Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays now. Thanks, guys.
You get hand jobs now?
To myself on podcast.
Oh, okay.
When the podcast airs, whoop, whoop, whip it out and fucking go
no
to
shit. Do you jack off to listen to yourself on the podcast?
No, to you guys.
You listen to us?
I stop when I stop.
I've often thought that
Mid-stroke.
people get off to listen to
Yeah.
us.
Well, when I speak, I mid-stroke stop, and then you guys get back on, go back real fast.
I
and, like,
think what it is.
try to finish before my next stupid ass
That's
joke.
awesome news.
Talk about
Fuck yeah.
the
I love it.
Woulda. And they like to
Yeah.
crawl around on top of it and
Oh shit!
get
Yeah.
the balls, you know.
And these
Well-
tables are not very sturdy.
So my wife has mentioned before
They're
that
not.
when I listen to the podcast, like listen to our own podcast, it's like masturbating to myself,
Pretty sweet.
Well,
which also may
Hey,
or may not have
if you
occurred.
can't love yourself, you're not equipped to love anyone else.
at my age, the podcast is a fuck of a lot more fun. I'd rather yak on here
And
I was gonna say it.
and
I'm the
talk
guy-
about it,
And
man.
I'm the guy talking about being 0 for October, having a boner, and you're over here. Yeah.
Truck month.
At your age, when it pops up, seize the moment.
Honestly, I'll say
Then it
though,
might not come back for a week.
Phil did try really hard Saturday. I mean, he tried hard, but it wasn't a good try.
No, it's
It
terrible.
was
You're like a jelly donut.
Sure was
sometimes
hard on him.
awkward and what's the word for it? Awkward.
very
I kind of
off-putting.
got to agree with Cookie.
Off-putting.
You know, I just assume go home, get on the couch, open up a bag of Sun Chips, have a few bites, and watch some Maury.
You're not the father. Oh, tell me more, Maury.
Say that again.
Tell me more.
Again.
Liars.
Yeah.
I should have went on the show. Damn it.
Well, years ago, I tried to jump on that one in the red.
Oh my god.
She was a little bigger, but she was a little bigger back then. I was fucking married, dude.
You're pointing at the one in the red, but
and not so cracked out.
Exactly, Adam. She wasn't so cracked out.
there's only men at the bar.
Yeah, to be clear, the one in the red is a dude in a Red Wings jersey.
There's only men here, Cookie.
She is not dressed like a jelly donut.
Which guy are you pointing at?
I know.
Back in the day when I
My
fucked
buddies
for
used to say,
fall.
Oh man, she's dressed like a jelly
All of
donut.
them
her
dudes.
and her sister used to fuck everybody.
It looks like it.
Hey,
Absolutely looks
You know, I'm looking like, oh, man.
We'll stay away from them then.
Hey,
for
you
heads
know,
up.
Cookie, do you know what the difference is
Well, that's what I
between a
mean. She's a pincushion.
Yeah,
And not the
Hey.
sewing type.
Cookie? Do you know what the difference is between a bitch and a slut?
One's a dog.
a slut will sleep with you.
Slut fucks everybody. A bitch fucks everybody but you.
That's right.
Yeah, right.
There you
Yeah.
go. She is not a bitch.
She's a bitch.
It sounds like a girl I had a crush on for a long, long time. She slept with everybody in my life except for me. And one day
me.
we were talking. Yeah, well, she never slept with you, did she?
No.
That's because, well, you were. I mean, all we had to do was throw on Sawyer Brown's greatest hits, and I remember we were hanging out at the one house. One bitch stops by, throw on Sawyer Brown's greatest hits. He takes her to the back bedroom. Another bitch, she leaves. Another bitch stops by 20 minutes later, throw on Sawyer Brown's greatest hits, takes her back to the bedroom.
What's the
She
odds
leaves-
of both chicks
she-
liking Sawyer Brown?
She leaves, and an hour later, another one shows up. He's like, I don't know about Sawyer Brown on this one, but let's give it a try. But number one also showed back up while he was in the back bedroom.
Yeah.
It
Find
was a
me
scene.
a fucking shower.
Oh, yeah.
My dick stinks twice.
Oh, squirter, huh?
I wouldn't call it that. I'd just call it a sloppy mess.
Sloppy.
Hey, no,
I'd call it somebody get the fuck away from the door.
So meanwhile,
I like
we're just trying to hold this bitch off who's like a bull in a china shop wondering where the fuck Mike is.
Mike, his car's outside.
Why are you protecting him? We're not protecting him. We're just fucking sitting here playing video games.
He's not here. He
We're
went out
just
the
stopping
store.
you to going in the room where he's banging some
That's right.
chick.
He's in there with another girl, isn't he? I'm like, well, he's not in there with another guy.
Yeah.
Although it might be.
Hey.
Wait, what day is it? What day is it? Nope, not another guy.
And then she says the line. She's like, Phil, I'll never talk to you again unless you tell me the truth. And I'm like, I don't like you anyway.
Yep, no loss. No loss, bitch.
Bros before hoes.
That's right.
And she was a
Absolutely.
hoe.
And we did that well, didn't we, back in
We
the
did.
day?
You guys are fucking rock stars.
No,
Wingman.
no.
You said it. Wingman.
Wingman.
One thing about it,
I've been doing this for years, man.
you know,
Oh, wrong drop.
I'm married. I've been married for 20 years. I'm no stud. I was about that guy's size at one time, and I heard from.
See your future, Mike?
I was
Yep.
a roofer, and he says,
Maybe meant cock size or belly
he
size.
says, you got to do the cardinal rule. You fuck them once, and shove them out, and don't go back for seconds.
Broom
The
up.
They
dumpster.
start
Put it
getting-
back in the dumpster.
They start getting feelings.
They
You
catch
might know him.
feelings.
That was a guy from Royal Roofing, Chuck
Nice.
They catch feelings.
Washy. Mm-hmm. I used to work for him.
They catch feelings, and then they want to leave you notes in the morning and a
Yeah, they
fucking
do.
toothbrush at your
Well,
house.
if you fuck them
Some
once
bacon,
and
right?
don't go back, don't give them fucking bacon.
Hey, there are
dude.
only two notes. There are only two notes that are acceptable for a woman that I'm sleeping with to leave for me in the morning at my house. Do you want to know what those two notes are?
Kitchen's clean.
Nope. Nope. The one. Well,
Carry on.
actually, there's
I
three.
have my own
actually, there's
money and
three.
I got my own
no,
ride.
There's
I
three.
ran the dishwasher.
I cleaned your kitchen.
On the taxi.
Two is you're out of beer. Sorry. And third is I clogged your toilet. Sorry. That's it. Get the fuck out.
That's
Leave
the
me
best,
those notes.
huh?
That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. I just need the pertinent facts. I don't need to know that you want to draw me a little heart or a smiley face or I had a good time last night. I know you had a good time last night. Now I got to wash my sheets today.
Actually, Phil does not know that.
Did you ever get the note where it said, I poked holes in that condom? Ha ha.
No. What kind of women do you hang out with?
No, I'm not me. Personally, I'm asking you if you've had that.
No.
Okay.
How do you
That's
think
a
this firstborn came along?
I did have one tell me she was
Pull
pregnant.
it out of her ass. That's how.
I did it.
Oh, well,
I
you
broke
know,
up
that'll
with.
do it, too.
I broke up with one time.
No anal babies.
I broke up with one time. She sent me a picture a month later of a pregnancy test that was positive. And
Yes.
so
32 days later.
So I texted her and I'm like, well, congratulations. She's like, it's yours. And I'm like, nah, I don't think so. She's like, nope, I haven't had sex with blah, 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 blah. So then she decides she doesn't want to have the kid because she asked me my opinion. I said, well, it's your choice. I mean, Do I want a kid? No, absolutely not.
Not with
But
her.
it's your choice. So she decides to go in and have the abortions. And I was unemployed at the time and hard on my luck and no money in the bank. So this is how you know you've reached rock bottom, when you have to finance an abortion on a credit card. And then you get a call from the doctor that says, well, she was X amount of days along. And you look at the calendar, and those X amount of days equal about a month and a half before you had sex for the first time. And I just wrote it off as a learning experience and paid the credit card off.
Yep. I'm going to pay attention to math better next
You
Never-
know, honestly,
never talk
Phil,
to her again.
Phil, still a good investment.
It's best investment ever. Because whatever that fucking bastard child was going to come out to be wasn't going to be good. Guarantee it.
Wait till somebody
was probably gonna
hits
be
you
black.
with that same thing, but says they're twins.
I think an abortion costs the same whether it's twins or not.
Ooh,
They
that's a good
didn't-
question. Good
They
question.
did not get
It's
an
the same
abortion.
amount of suction.
They did not get an abortion, and they
Now
waited
you-
till the children were so old
Now you're getting quite personal here.
before they brought that to
Not
your
for me.
attention. And it was like, there's no fucking way those kids are mine. Well, bullshit. They are yours. They were not my fucking DNA test proved they were not my fucking kids.
Did you
Fucking
support
Maury.
them?
No, I do not support them. I don't support their mother. There was
wait a minute.
no possible way those kids could have been my
You-
fucking kids.
You're
They're
really-
18 years
so-
old, but they're
but
yours.
after-
Wait.
After
Is this
7
story going to get funny at some point?
After 7 tests through the state of Michigan that they pay for,
7
they
tests.
still cannot find the father.
Oh, that's 7 tests.
So after
Pincushion.
7 or 8 or something, the state won't pay for anymore.
Makes sense.
So
You know,
7 or
I
8
was
is the
like-
threshold?
I was like on the last.
God
I was on the
damn.
last number.
9,
that
you're out of luck.
Fuck you, yeah.
Gotta get
That
this
the
shit figured
state
out
did
fast.
pay for, so
Or-
I had to go to the courthouse, swab my mouth.
So you were the
and
9th?
somewhere in
both
there,
that
yes.
night and doing tests.
I was like, my God, what was I doing with that woman, anyways?
Did you ever stick your
You
dick
know-
in her about that time?
I don't think so.
I gotta ask.
Then you looked at the bottle of Jack and like, I know exactly
If they had
how
to
that
swab your mouth, what do they think went on that night?
I think what happened was just I was such a good-looking, attractive guy that like,
That was yours.
that's
I
why-
don't think that's possible.
That's who I picked to be the father.
So you were the 9th, so you had to pay for this. Just how much did this fucking endeavor
This
cost?
did cost me nothing.
No, they
Okay.
paid for it. State paid for it.
Oh, the state
sta-
did? I
the
thought you said
state-
you were number 9.
No.
You were an
I
engine
think
number
they-
9
No, I was the last one
that they'd pay for.
that they would pay for.
I'm
So till this day, I don't know if those children know who their father
more
is
than
or
likely
not.
not.
All
This
I know
is,
is
you know
not
what?
me.
This is the saddest story that's ever been told on this podcast.
It is some
Well, I
fucking
don't
orphan
know
kids.
if that's true or not. I mean, you kind of just got in pretty deep there about
Funding an abortion on my credit card?
That's sad.
no,
At least you didn't Venmo that.
What can Capital One do for you?
that and
What's in your
shit,
wallet?
shit in your pants while your kids are locked in the car on the back seat floor
In 100
while
degree
you're
day.
sump
And
pumping
they had-
out your
And
basement.
they hadn't had a meal for 2.5 days because I
Yeah.
neglect my children that much.
That
yeah.
is why I always carried a bucket with me.
That's right.
And
a
trash
hammer.
bags.
And a
Good
hammer.
trash bags.
For
Single
the
shitty
record, my
trash.
kids were nowhere near me that evening. They were with their
I
mother.
thought you said they were
So
on the back seat.
basically,
You left the other kids, the brown kids,
she was probably banging her
Oh, the
boyfriend while
brown
they were
kids.
crying at the top of the stairs
with
at
his
that
big
moment.
fucking dong just plowing away on
Oh,
that
just
hole.
plowing away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smashing
She
it.
just
Yeah.
he just satisfies her in ways I never
know.
could.
Exactly.
She's just fucking
God,
great.
that's so much bigger. and
She's
stronger
so
than
happy
Phil.
now.
Oh,
I mean, we
fucking
get into
balls deep.
fights. We get into fights, and I said, "Fuck you," and she's like, "Joe is right now," and I'm like, "Well, good for him."
Well,
Over
you know,
the
Phone. That is
Right?
over the phone. That is another topic of conversation.
Right.
That is it's,
Cheating over the phone.
it's so good though that she said
mean, I
Joe and that not any of our names.
I know.
when I found out Mary
I'd
was
feel
pregnant, I said, I think they're Phil's. And she's like, who's Phil?
Right.
I've never met Phil.
Just blamed him already.
I haven't seen Phil in 25 years. And it's like, just shut up.
Shut up.
I mean, I got broken up with over
Let it
text,
happen.
but I haven't been cheated on over the phone.
No,
That's what I'm talking about. You've seen that porn?
I would have felt
Oh, it's
better.
fucking wild.
Actually, I would prefer one of you dickholes to be banging my ex-wife than the guy that is.
I had
Well,
not. I
we
did not
probably
want to
were at one point.
Well,
If
good
I
for
wasn't
you.
married, I wouldn't bang her.
I doubt it. I don't even know who your ex-wife is.
That's
She's nice.
Me neither.
She's nice. Nice to look at. Not nice
Yeah.
to
associate with.
Mike likes her
Trust
better
me, I
than
served
Phil.
10 years of marriage, and it was terrible.
So
Mike,
she's
Mike
a
likes her
whore.
better than Phil.
No, she's not. She's not. She's a bitch.
He's a little bit
There's
nicer.
difference.
A bitch.
And you know what? She's a good parent to my children. She's a great mother.
That's what
But
matters.
other than that, to me, she's horrible.
He does often say that she is a mother.
Yes.
Does he follow it up with fucker?
No,
There are things that he says.
She is doing a great job. We co-parent very well. We get along better now than we did at any point in our marriage. We've been divorced for over 6 years now, so yeah.
That's good. If you can do that, that's good.
And it's all about the kids. That's what truly matters.
That's how it should be.
Right?
Maybe I'm just holding in a lot of anger because
you are. I can sense
honestly,
I see it in your glutes right now.
Didn't work out the same way as that one.
He is looking at your glutes a lot.
Yeah.
But honestly, Phil's a much nicer guy not being married to her.
It did change.
It's true.
It did change. Yep.
I changed a lot about myself. Wade actually was there when I first met Wade. I was going through my shit and my metamorphosis to what I am today. So he's seen me. He remembers me at those fucking low down, terrible days in fucking Lexington.
Wade, he was worse at some point.
Oh God,
I wouldn't say worse, but I remember there was the New Year's night where we got drunk at the pub while we were bartending.
Yeah.
When you broke out your Santa suit to get on the dance floor.
Fuck yeah.
Did he ever call a chick a jelly donut?
Not while I was with him, no.
Oh, yeah.
That's
See, I
recent.
think he's regressed. I think Phil needs an intervention.
His progression is regression.
I think, very, very intuitive, Mike. I think this is therapy for you now.
It is, man, therapy.
Do you know what I was doing back then, though? I was not giving a fuck about life.
You weren't banging the vampire chick because you called her a jelly donut. Jesus.
Did this
Is that
just
what
turn
she was,
into
a
an
vampire?
intervention?
Yeah.
It did.
On Phil?
It did.
She was a
feel it did.
vampire?
It's his
Yeah,
podcast.
that was her. Did you not see the pictures of her on the Blue
Fuck
Water?
him in the butt.
No.
In-
Show me.
Give him
Jesus,
some bacon.
Jenny.
You need to
Yes.
pull this up. I haven't seen. I don't recall. I'm just going by drunk recollection of what happened that night. Because trust me, I was fucking fucked.
Yep. She's married.
You had a big day.
And
Oh, Jesus.
I did
a big day.
I did what?
You went
I did.
to football,
I did.
then you went to the
No, I did.
sports line, then you went
I
to
did sports line. Well, I did a football
Deckerville
game. I did a
game?
football game with Mikey on Friday night, and then I went and did sports line in the morning, and then I had another football game in the afternoon, and then I fucking DJ'd and partied. Yeah. This
I
motherfucker.
would like to hear more from Wade.
No
on
one can
this.
ever say I'm lazy. Let's just put it that way.
That's right.
only when you sleep.
Just dumb.
Right.
Just dumb.
Just dumb. Wade, about what? About how I was back then?
Well, every time he gets into something, he gets cut off. And
Well, you
shut
do
down
it most
somewhere.
of the time.
Yeah, you just
asshole.
did it. God damn.
like 4 times in a row.
I'm going to mute everybody. We'll just be silent
Okay.
for the rest of
And now
this.
for the next 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, Wade.
Well, I mean, I knew you only partially back then when we were bartending, and we would do stuff while we were bartending, like that one New Year's Eve night. That was fucking hilarious that
Great.
night. It was
Yep.
amazing. Also, you would drink shots from me that other people would buy from me because I knew I'd had to drive an hour home.
Great.
Responsible.
And then you are the sole reason why I chose to go to Michigan State for law school
Great.
instead of Philadelphia.
That's a story. That's a story. Do you want to tell it on the podcast? Have we
Sure.
told it, or did we tell
Let's
this on the
hear it.
podcast?
I don't think we've told it yet.
No,
Yeah,
I
go
haven't
ahead.
heard
Let's
this.
tell this story.
You were living in Mason.
I was
at the
living in
time.
Mason. I was working at Dark
Close
Container.
enough to
yeah.
East Lansing. I
Yeah.
was torn between going to Drexel and Philadelphia and Michigan State, and I wanted to go see what like the nightlife was in Michigan State, see what I was getting into. And we pre-gamed a little bit at his house with you and your roommate at the time, and then we went out
Jared
to
sucks.
Hopcat.
Jared does suck.
He does, but we ended up going to Hopcat, and you just said, "Find someone here you want to talk to." And I was like, "Oh, I guess I'll talk to her."
Or
and
him.
before I even finished
Listen to
out,
this.
before I even finished saying, "Yeah, I guess I'd like to talk to her," he's already halfway to her, and it took him
God
all of
bless
5 minutes, and I was already on the way back to her car.
Nice.
And I'm like, "Okay, I guess Michigan State's not going to be that bad." And she was also in the law school with me. I found out later. And she was working at the library. She's, "How do I know you?" And I'm like, "You remember back in May at Hopcat?" She's, Yep.
Like the back
We're
seat.
we're just not gonna. Yep, I remember you.
Wingman.
Wingman. Holy fuck. If I
Yeah.
wasn't married, we'd be out all the time.
You have no idea.
I know. There she is.
Holy fucking shit. I was talking to her. She's way out of my league.
Yeah,
Way
and
out of
married.
your league.
Way out of the league and married.
And I was talking
Oh
to
my
her.
She's married?
And
Fuck
she
yeah,
was
she's married.
And she was talking to me back like,
She's a nice lady. She's a real nice lady.
"Oh, so you think it's pity then?"
Not pity. She's just a nice lady.
She
Don't
looks
use
like
the
a
word pity.
bloodsucker.
But there is a misconception that everyone else to hop on that hole, and then she walked back to her husband and go, oh,
Who was her husband? Was it Jack Skelton or was it another guy?
another guy. I don't think he was dressed up. No, that Jack Skeleton was the one that came to the after party.
Dallas.
I don't think Jack Skelton was getting laid, even though his fingers would have been epic for some lady.
He's already
is getting
he's been
laid.
dating the same woman for a long time.
Same
now.
hole for a while. but-
Sierra.
Sierra. You remember
You
Sierra?
know Sierra at the pub. Yeah.
Her?
Yes.
See her climb
One
on
of the
Nevada.
twins?
Yeah, I had a good conversation with her. As a matter of fact, I'm going to send her a copy of one of our shows to read because I said
Oh,
we
God.
but she's not casting a good light on it, is she?
And she's, well, I mean, the
The
twins are
Bopsy
potheads,
twins, right?
but
Yeah. Well, I think they're okay with that.
I would like to send a shout out to Cheyenne for making our DJ gig epic.
Who the fuck is Cheyenne?
Yeah.
Cheyenne's the Batgirl that was like karaokeing the whole night
Oh yeah, and falling out of her
and
Batgirl
falling out
costume.
of her Batgirl costume.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Wow.
She did an epic job.
We gave her the traveling mic and just said, you know what?
Do what
at
you
first
do.
we were apprehensive. We're like, stay close so we can see you. And
then
then
we're
she
just like-
built up the trust. It's almost like
You-
letting the dog out into the yard.
I
and
was
you're like,
like-
all right, they're not going to the neighbors. That's good. And you build up to. And next thing you know, we let her just have free reign over the bar.
I'm
And
like, use the space.
Right.
Use the space.
I missed a lot.
You did.
You did.
You did.
there are so
But
many layers
you
to
were
this,
all
dude.
over Pocahontas. So if you didn't land Pocahontas, something.
I don't even remember who the fuck Pocahontas was.
Well,
I'll show a picture of you.
let's just say her Adam's apple was wonderful.
Yeah.
so it was a dude.
No.
All right,
she's
we're
not.
at 30 minutes. We need to continue this into the next one. So I say we stop this one. We head into the next one.
We're going to talk about how Matt polka'd something on Saturday night.
Pocahontas.
I did not Pocahontas nothing.
You got laid, and you were going to admit it on this podcast.
In the next one, we talk about my wife and the wild dance that I missed out on, too.
You can also,
It wasn't that wild.
without including names, you could tell how you got everybody to leave your fucking party, too.
Yes.
Anyway,
That was fucking
this is
entertaining.
topic 2. Coming up on the next episode of the PNA Podcast Express. Wait a second, that's pre-planning. Sorry. Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice.
Stay tuned.
All right. He's Adam Filkins. I'm Phil Nickel. The Cowboy Mike Smith. Thank you for joining us. Our resident Sasquatch expert, Matt Lindley. Our attorney, Wade Holcomb. Superfan, historian, Cookie in the house. PNA Podcast Express at gmail.com. Pineapple Nipple Arsehole at gmail.com. Make good choices.